Have you ever wondered why some people who earn a fortune still end up broke, while others with average salaries quietly become millionaires? The truth is, money isn't just about numbers. It's about behavior, emotions, and psychology. That's what Morgan Housel explores in his brilliant book, The Psychology of Money. Let me start with a story. There was a man named Ronald Reed, a janitor and security guard in Vermont. Nothing about him screamed millionaire. He wore old clothes, drove a second-hand car, and lived a modest life. People around him assumed he barely had enough to survive. But when he passed away in 2014, the world was stunned. Ronald had saved and invested his entire life and left behind nearly $8 million in wealth. He didn't invent the next iPhone. He didn't run a multi-billion-dollar startup. He just lived frugally, consistently saved, and invested with patience. On the other hand, there are people who earn millions every year, yet can't manage to hold on to anything, ending up broke. That's the paradox. Making money and keeping money are two completely different skills. And that's exactly what the psychology of money teaches us understanding. Money is less about spreadsheets and more about mindset. One of the first lessons Housel shares is that our personal history shapes how we think about money. If you grew up poor, money feels like survival. If you grew up wealthy, money feels like a tool for opportunity. If you've lived through a market crash, investing might scare you. So your financial decisions aren't rational, they're personal. All carry different money stories. That's why it's unfair to judge someone else's financial choices. They're making decisions based on their own past, not yours. Bill Gates is one of the richest people alive. Of course, he's brilliant and hardworking. But did you know? His high school was one of the few in the world with access to a computer in the 1960s. That was sheer luck. On the flip side, plenty of smart, hardworking people failed simply because they faced bad luck or bad timing. The takeaway? Never assume. Success is only about effort, and never assume failure is only about mistakes. Money is deeply tied to luck and risk. That should keep us humble. There's also a big difference between being rich and being wealthy. Rich is earning a big salary. Wealthy is having money that works for you even when you're asleep. Think about it. Someone earning $20,000 a month but spending $19,500 is rich, but not wealthy. Meanwhile, someone earning $5,000 a month but saving $1,500 is quietly building wealth. The real question isn't how much do you earn, it's how much can you keep. Compounding is like magic, but it only works if you give it time. For example, $10,000 invested at 15% annual returns turns into about $660,000 in 30 years. But if you cash out after just 20 years, you only get about $160,000. Same money, same return rate, just less time. That's the power of patience. It's no wonder Warren Buffett earned over 90% of his wealth after turning 50. He just let compounding work for decades. Markets go up, markets go down. The people who succeed aren't the smartest, they're the ones who don't panic. Rewards patience more than intelligence. At the end of the day, money isn't about cars, mansions, or impressing strangers. True wealth is freedom, the ability to wake up and decide how to spend your day without fear of bills or bosses controlling you. That's the ultimate goal. Control of your own time. Here's something surprising. Financial success doesn't require a finance degree. Many MBAs and Wall Street pros go broke because they lack discipline. Meanwhile, ordinary people, teachers, janitors, nurses become wealthy simply by saving, investing, and staying consistent. Knowledge matters, but behavior matters more. Most people chase higher salaries, but saving matters even more. That's because your spending often rises with your income. Someone earning $100,000 but saving nothing is worse off than someone earning $40,000 but saving $10,000? And here's the trap. Greed. Greed ruins more fortunes than bad luck. Every financial bubble from the dot-com crash to the housing crisis was driven by greed. Wanting to get rich quick is the fastest way to lose everything. Be patient. Let wealth grow slowly. Another powerful idea is the principle of enough. If you never define enough, you'll always feel poor. Many millionaires are miserable because they keep comparing themselves to billionaires. There's no finish line. You have to set your own definition of enough. Without it, no amount of money will ever satisfy you. Life will always throw surprises. At you, job loss, medical bills, recessions. If you don't prepare, one surprise can wipe you out. That's why you need an emergency fund with at least 6 months of expenses. It's not optional, it's survival. Don't fear mistakes. Even the best investors are wrong all the time. The difference is they don't quit. They know a few big wins can outweigh dozens of mistakes. Mistakes are not defeat, they're lessons. Success, Housel insists, it's not about intelligence, it's about time and discipline. If you save and invest consistently for 20 or 30 years with discipline, success becomes inevitable. Another trap people fall into is spending to impress others. Buying a flashy car or a mansion to impress others? Truth is, people don't care. Most won't notice, and the few who do may just feel jealous. Don't spend money for applause. Spend it for peace of mind. Always give yourself a buffer. If you think you can save $1,000 a month, plan for $700. If you expect 10% returns, assume 5%. That margin of safety protects you when life goes wrong. And if you want to apply these lessons to your own life, start simple. Build an emergency fund with 6 months of expenses. Automate your savings, set aside 20% of your income immediately. Start investing early because time is your best ally. Avoid lifestyle creep. Don't raise expenses every time your income rises. Diversify your investments so you don't have all your eggs in one basket. Define your enough. And above all, practice patience. Think in decades, not days. Think about it. If a janitor like Ronald Reed could leave behind millions, what's stopping you? It's not about intelligence or big paychecks. It's about habits, discipline, and patience. Money isn't just math, it's mindset. Control your emotions, avoid greed, give compounding time, and financial freedom becomes possible. So here's the message. If you really want to change your financial life, start today. Begin with small savings. Watch your spending habits. And let compound interest do the heavy lifting. Remember this. Wealth isn't about income, it's about freedom. If this summary gave you new insights, hit the like button, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and don't forget to subscribe for more life-changing book breakdowns. Your financial freedom starts with one choice. Make it today.